Wow, can you believe it? Is this template actually like this, huh?
And at present, I did not feel prepared.
What did you feel when you saw the tips there?
You were insane. I said, this won't work, folks. This won't work. This here won't work. This here is easy. So I said, wow, really? So I even talked to Isabella, right? Many times. Isabella, but are you sure? Friend, does it work? Does it work? Go for it. It might work. I said, I don't think this will happen. No, take it easy, okay? 90 rocks.
90 appears. 90% true. Vibe, spill the tea. Wheat. You nailed it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I cried at the moment. It was a feeling of a very heavy weight off my shoulders because I was consuming myself, and it became a matter of honor that I'm gonna get rid of this 79. I'm gonna rescue this thing, and this thing is mine, and it worked out.
It was a relief, Bernardo, thank God. I hope you continue to assist many individuals in eliminating that train. Let's get rid of this train, everyone. And thanks for sharing your method, for splitting with us, and for helping a lot of people get rid of it.
Get rid of it?
Thanks a lot. Absolutely, without a doubt.
All right, only the strong ones survive. Just let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me. Whew, what a journey. Just put in the chat, please. Put in the chat if you guys can hear me. Just to make sure that my microphone is working. Just put in the chat that you guys can hear me. Just make sure I've done my job correctly. 3, 2, 1. Anybody? Anybody can hear me? Please. Oh no. There's a delay on the YouTube because I'm live. No one can hear me. I think you can. Just put in the chat. I can hear you, Bernardo. Please. Oh no. You guys are a little bit shy, eh? Maybe too much. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? I will assume that you guys can hear me. All right. If you have any questions, put in the chat, okay? All right, let's jump in. Okay. Welcome to day 3. Only the strong ones survive. It's been a long journey in this week of free workshop with this free masterclass. And this is Bernardo, a Brazilian who got full marks on the PT test after doing 7 times. Nowadays, I've completed 9 times the test, right? That's the rough skin, the thick skin I got of so many experience with this test that I'm going to be sharing here with you guys, practical knowledge for you guys to get your desired score on the PTE and get your permanent residency, right? So if you if you are interested in this topic, please subscribe to my channel because I'm posting video here every week, at least 1 or 2 times a week, okay? And you don't see people doing the PT so many times, right? In total, I've done 9 times. And my difficulty of learning, I think, boosted my ability to teach. And I'll show you a colleague of you, immigrant just like you, who studied with me, saying that my stand-up comedy style to teach made her to succeed. And one characteristic that I considered was the most important one for me to get a permanent residency in Australia really quick, just less than 1 year, 11 months, was the sense of urgency. Since I was a little kid, if you want to get me angry, just need to tell me to wait, right? I was never I never liked to wait, right? And that's the same thing here when I moved to Australia. I didn't wait. I did a test so many times to get the permanent residency, and coincidentally or not, the results came. Okay, so keep in mind that urgency is power. Don't leave it for the last minute. Okay, and what we're going to cover today: the PT test training mistakes every immigrant needs to avoid. And promise, I'm going to give you a special gift for those of you who are watching. Okay, so if you want the permanent residency to study in university, better job opportunities, then you need to watch this whole 3 masterclass, because I'm teaching you guys how to pass the English proficiency test in 5 weeks or less, even if you're not fluent. And you might think, I've seen so many people passing the exam, but I still don't feel confident about my skills, my English level, my how long do I need to study? I'm I was exactly like this as well, right? Suspicious, and that's why I'm not just here talking about my students. You saw Tiago, right? Really suspicious, and he got maximum score. I'm gonna show his grade here, his score. And Jamila, thinking I was crazy. I don't know why you guys think that I'm crazy. Actually, I know. And Tiago got full marks. I'm gonna share the screen and show you. It's a little bit in Portuguese, but you can see 86, 83, 90, 79. At least 79 plus, all right? That was his score. And now I'm gonna show you a video of Dani, desperate, and let's see how many times she did the test.
I came here like I think most people do, to stay for 6 months, right? I've been here for 4 years. I'm renewing again. And that's how it was. But I always used to say that when people asked, oh, but are you going to come back? I used to always say, get a job in my field. Maybe it's not. I saw the exercises, I did them, and my score was very low. And then I would say, wow, I knew my English was bad, but not that bad, right? And then I was like, dude, it's impossible to do that. All this pressure that you have to get good grades, that you need to apply for a visa, and all that makes you nervous. There's no way not to be, right? What is that thing? And that's when I said, no, I absolutely need to take a course, prepare myself properly to take the test, because otherwise I'll just keep doing it and failing repeatedly. And I did not have the desire or intention to do so, and it was not my preference.
Were you able to successfully escape from the PTI test or not?
I remained. I am still in possession of some space and have the capacity to accommodate more.
Expressing gratitude to God.
I needed 50. I took off my overalls and it was 62.
First time you took the test?
First time.
Just once?
One time only. I've never done it in my life. It's much easier when you study, when you have a direction, you know what you have to do. Go, don't say the same thing again. You got to do this, this, and that. So you just keep doing it and following the method.
I just have to thank you because, like, you saved me a lot because I was desperate. I said, I'm not going to be able to do this test.
It's really tough. I said I would be able to, but I would need much more time than I had, to do it. And even so, I don't think I would pass on the first try if I hadn't taken the course. So, like, it really saved me, and I'm really grateful to everyone who recommended you, who spoke highly of you to me, because I made the right choice. I went to the right source. Thank God today I'm relieved. Applying for the 494, the regional sponsor visa. Work with HR. HR here. Visa for regional sponsors. I am currently employed with them. So the company is sponsoring me, and the PT will help me apply for this visa and stay there. In 3 years, God willing, I'll get my permanent residency.
Permanent residence. That's awesome. All right.
My focus is on residency.
You can see her face changing, right? She was almost crying, talking about the test, and then super happy, relieved, and she knew that she wanted a proven method to follow, right? A direction to follow, a north star, right? Not instead of just rambling around or um, learning something here, something there, and you don't know what to do next. All right, just a recap what we've covered so far. Okay, concepts for you to accelerate your journey. The immigration program, very strong, powerful government program. And I gave you some links for you to download. The Ultimate PT Guide, I hope you did, right? Go back to day one and download it. And some techniques, the unfair advantage for you to get your marks on PTE. And then day two, hacks nobody wants you to know, right? You're gonna learn here. You learned here. And if you had some fear of writing, that will be no longer necessary. And some challenges for you guys to practice and implement, right? And my moment of glory here, just to show you my appreciation of how many people are joining this workshop. "320 people on this group. On my Brazilian group, there are more than 2,000 people, and 200 views on day one, and 75 views on day two. All right, so there are people who is not watching. I see you. All right. If you missed it, go back and watch day one and day two because they're important, and implement. Right. That's all I ask you to do. Implement what you've learned. Right. That's the maximum power. Right. Because it's gonna be available only this week. Okay. All right. That's the tribe of immigrants that I want to build, right? Immigrants who is working with your brain in Australia or Canada, not just with our arms delivering stuff or carrying stuff. All right? That's our community. That's your new community. All right. So the most repeated questions on my Instagram are, which English level do I need in order to pass or get good grade? Right? First thing I tell you is that if you tell me that your English is zero, 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 I have to tell you that I can't help you right now, right? Yet, just yet, I cannot help you because I'm not an English teacher. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm a civil engineer who created a method to pass the tests even if you're not fluent, right? That's actually my biggest flag. My biggest promise is that I'm not an English teacher. I wasn't born in Australia. I'm just a regular person who followed a method, who created a method and got full marks, right? And if you are in this case, you just need to upgrade the level a little bit to really bad. If your English is really bad, you are totally in the right place, okay? Because here we are the underdogs, and there will be a bonus for you guys to use simple grammar so you don't make mistakes, right? Just use simple grammar you've seen on the other days, right? On the other master classes. Our job on PTE is just not to make mistakes. You don't need advanced grammar, all right? And there will be a bonus for you. And I don't recommend, what I don't recommend is for you guys to improve your English first and then do the test. Everybody knows that time flies, right? You're gonna spend 2, 3, 5 years and you're not gonna be able to do the test. And maybe just like I told you about the government, they're not good or bad people. When they need us, they facilitate. If they don't need us anymore, they make things more difficult. So that's the economy cycle. And if your English is really bad or bad or intermediate, that's exactly why you need all the tricks. Because imagine a gladiator going to fight with nothing to protect himself, right? You're gonna tell him you're gonna die, babe. You're gonna die, right? If you put some protection, right, you have way more chance to win the battle, right? It doesn't guarantee that you're gonna win the battle, but you have way more chance, right? But Bernardo, my English is good. If your English is good, then if you use the tricks, you're gonna maximize your score and your time because you're gonna study really fast, straight to the point, get your marks, get your PT score, and you're done, right? Way more, way less than 5 weeks. You're gonna be doing this, and now I'm gonna be showing you your colleague Miriam, who self-identify herself as very low English level. All right, let's see what she tells us.
You can't just go there and come up with a question. What's that all about? I always knew what the next question was. So since I didn't know English, at least I guaranteed that. I wasn't caught off guard at all because when you know what you're going to do, it helps a lot, right? It was approximately 11 o'clock and I took a total of 61. Wow, I couldn't believe the number I had achieved. Because I know that my English is not 61, my English is not even 30, right? So this grade, I definitely don't agree with 100%. Let's give it a 90% to the course. I gave it my all, 110%. Wow, that really caught me off guard. And I wanted to say to people, even if you don't have good English, you don't need to aim for the top because we have to keep our feet on the ground. You can get a good grade, like a 50, like a 60. If I managed to do that by putting in an hour a day for a month, I got myself organized, followed all your tips. I didn't do anything extra. I said, like, no, I'm not going to do it. Even if I have some free time, I'm not going to do it because it's not necessary. I don't need that. And it worked out great, right? I got twice as much.
You saw her saying, right? There was a little bit of volume, but she told us, right? Her English was like 30 and she got 61 or 64, I think. So that's the main message. And how much time do I need to study? What you have to keep in mind is that if you book your test for 3 months from now, you're not going to sit down tonight and study PT. You're going to drag a little bit. You're going to delay a little bit, right? You're going to say, it's too far. I'm going to watch Netflix. Right? If you book a test, on the other hand, if you book a test in 3 days from now, you're going to be freaking out, right? You're going to have a really poor sleep. You're going to be anxious. Anxiety will kick in. And at the very best time you need your brain, it doesn't work, right? Our brain doesn't work with so much pressure, right? We have to have a little bit of pressure, but if it's too much, you freak out and you're not going to absorb any content. Okay? So what's the best plan? 30 days, 5 weeks, right? 1 month, 5 weeks, right? 40 something days. Why? Because it's not too far that you're going to be delaying your study and not too close that you'll be feeling anxiety. Coincidentally or not, my program is designed for you to do the test in 5 weeks, right? I'm going to be explaining more about it, how the step-by-step work. But you can see on my YouTube playlist all the cases, right? All the success cases, and you're gonna see 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, even sometimes 6 weeks. But it's not a lot of time, all right? If you book yourself for 5 weeks and you study straight to the point, don't waste your time with useless tasks, with useless method, with useless tricks. You are able to pass the PT, even in the first attempt. And no students, I have 340 students who passed the exam. No one, not one person told me that they have free time. Bernardo, you know what? I have nothing to do uh, uh, during the week, and I want you to teach me PT. No one tells me that. All right. Everybody works a lot, have children, um, have more than one job, work full time, or work on the weekends, or wake up really early in the morning. Everybody. Let's see what. And I don't assume that you're gonna be working with me, studying with me 24 hours a day, right? I know that we have other um, parts of our life to take care of, right? We have to clean the house, we have to go to work, we have to uh, relax a little bit. It's good, right? We have to sleep, we have to um, give attention to our spouse. So that's all included in the 5 weeks, right? It's pretty flexible. And let's see what my students Divazinha tells us about time.
Something you would say as a tip for someone who is commencing their studies or someone who is already engaged in studying, something you would recommend to provide them with an enlightening moment.
In my opinion, the crucial aspect is to schedule the test. We solely focus on studying when we have a specific goal in mind, don't we? When you have a goal. So you can't postpone scheduling the test, just do it. Any little bit of studying is valid. You're tired, everyone is tired, everyone works, everyone hustles, whether they have kids or not, whether they have someone at home or not, whether they have anything to do or not. Everyone is tired at the end of the day, but you can stop there for a little minute, take a shower, have a coffee, study for half an hour or so. It's worth it. Every effort counts. I believe the reward is worth significantly more than the amount of time we dedicated to studying.
You see, your friend saying that no one has more than 24 hours a day, right? No one has the privilege not to work outside of our home country, right? We have to work in so many different things. And just a little observation here. You don't have to do it in 5 weeks, right? I will explain a little bit more about how many time you have for access the program, all right? If you have to um, stretch a little bit, you can, of course. And I rather study in a physical place. Imagine this scene. You're going to a physical place about the PTE, you know nobody, you enter the class, everybody's looking at you, and you sit down and you you pray to God not to be picked up by the teacher to do the exercise in front of everybody, and you stay there passively. You get to the train and you spend a lot of time, really worse than watching on your phone, or every 20 minutes you have free time, you study a little bit, you don't have to go to take a bus or something and be in the traffic for 1 hour a day just for to get a little bit of practice, right? And there will be weekly challenges for you guys to keep on track. And let's see what Felipe has to tell us about online course.
But I've never paid for any online course. I used to talk. I thought a bunch of lies, I was like, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm going to look for something that's free. When I saw you talking, I was like, damn, I like this guy. Gonna watch more of his videos. Watched about 3 videos, some tips, said, it's him. And when I saw your first video, I checked out your course to see what it was like. And like I'm saying, I didn't know anything, and it was the first course I ever paid for in my life.
Right? First course he ever paid in his life and got the marks, right? And it was working. He was really suspicious, and now you can see his face changing, right? And Bernardo, everything you teach is to get 79 plus or even high marks. I only teach the all the things that I teach is for you to get high marks or even full marks, right? 79 plus for sure. What you need to focus on, I'm going to tell you to work your muscle, to go to the gym, I say, to work your muscle, to repeat the exercise. All the other stuff, I'm going to tell you not to waste your time, right? And sometimes if you're not aiming for 79 or if you want to 65 or 50 or even less, you know those yoga classes that the teacher put her feet on the back of his head and he was like, no, I can't do this, right? So she gives us options, right? Flexible options. If you're not aiming for the highest score, sometimes I give you options, right? I give you the I call the ladder, right? The top ladder, you have to get 79. If you don't want to 79, you can do a little bit of less words or less time. So I give you options, okay? Are you an English teacher? No, I'm a civil engineer, right? You can see that my English is not really good and I get full marks all the time I do the test, right? And I know a couple of tricks already. I don't need the whole program. That's the main thing here, okay? If you didn't get your marks already, I'm gonna tell you to consider learning something new, right? Because apparently it's not working, right? Albert Einstein told us that if you keep doing the same thing, probably you're gonna get the same results, right? Change your approach, right? And if you tell me that you learned some new tricks with your father-in-law, I can give you my personal opinion, right? But I'm not gonna know for sure if this specific trick works because everything I teach you, everything I teach you is from real practice, right? I used it on the real exam first, saw my score, and then I'm gonna teach you, right? If I don't implement on the real test, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna work, right? Because I'm not gonna know. And there will be, and for those of you who download the Ultimate PTE guide, you know that the tasks, there is an overlap of the tasks, right? So if you think that you only need tips for the listening part, know that some if you boost your speaking part, if you get to 90 on your speaking part, it gives you extra marks for listening as well. So that's pretty much in every student that tells me that they don't need the whole program, that they just need a little bit of tips. At the end of the day, we reveal the whole 20 questions. All right, and let's see what Clady has to tell us about the other test that she's done.
So I had already finished the PTI course, made the payment for it, and then I proceeded to take the test, but unfortunately I did not receive my result. I was patiently waiting as I needed the result in order to apply for the visa. It was crucial for me to have the result before submitting my visa application. What's up? I carried on studying in this course, but I came to the realization that I couldn't make any progress through the mock tests I attempted. I was unable to make any progress. That is the moment when I came across a video of Bernardo, and that's when I reached out to him to get in touch. I talked to him. He said, Clade, what do you need? Let's go. I'll help you. And then he grabbed.
So it was a little bit of a misunderstanding on the video, but she told us that she tried before, didn't get the marks, and I tried to help her. I was able to help her, and she got the marks, right? After doing a couple of times. What about the templates, Bernardo? You didn't teach us anything about templates, all right? Not all the tasks you can use templates to get high marks, all right? And those two tasks that are important on the test, it's gonna make a difference on your score. I don't recommend using templates, right? I have my universal template that I created, and you can use up to 5